Hello everyone, welcome to another fan to play fantasy match preview. This for the Pakistan versus New Zealand game. स्वागत है आप सबका लाहौर के पिच कंडीशंस को पहले देख लेते हैं. We'll try to understand what the pitch is expected to behave. So generally यहाँ पर pitch is really good for batting. Lots and lots of runs are scored and boundary dimensions I have not been able to get an image but are generally very short boundaries यहाँ पर वैसे pulled in रहती हैं and काफ़ी छोटी रहती है. So lots of sixes and fours can be expected. Average score here 160 plus. There's also been a chase of 200 plus, so expect lots and lots of runs, and based on that let's try to make our base team for this game. So over to our base team for this game, and obviously with us expecting a lot of runs, you have to take the top batters. जो इनके best batters हैं Mohammad Rizwan and Tom Latham, both are really good choices. And in the batting section, Babar Azam. Now what do you expect for the bowlers in these conditions? One is maybe at the start, first 1 or 2 overs you can expect some movement, and apart from that you can expect that at the death their cutters might be able to get them some wickets under a lot of pressure. That is the only fantasy value जो आप bowlers से expect कर सकते हो. Death में थोड़े wickets with variations and starting में कुछ movement. In the all-rounder section, Jimmy Neesham, Shadab Khan will be your best choices. Ahmad Wasim will be totally based on the combination and who is batting for New Zealand up top, because if it's Ravindra then he can negotiate Ahmad Wasim, otherwise you can pick him up too. In the bowling section यहाँ पर नसीम शाह एंड शाहीन अफरीदी होंगे सबसे important, because keep in mind New Zealand's batting and bowling both are much weaker. New Zealand यहाँ पर आई है अपनी B या C टीम के साथ, because all the main players है currently IPL season में, so you are expecting पाकिस्तान टू बी एबल टू डोमिनेट, क्योंकि यहाँ पर न्यूजीलैंड के मेन प्लेयर्स आए हुए हैं नहीं. बट विद पाकिस्तान ऑलवेज एक्सपेक्ट अ सरप्राइज इवन इफ इट्स इन द डाउन साइड, which will mean that even New Zealand does have a slight chance. Adam Milne here will play a key role for them. He's one of their more experienced bowlers in the format, sharp yorker and can bowl well at the dead too. Apart from that, I'm not too sure what value Henry Shipley will get here without any movement. So जो भी wickets आएंगे for rest of these bowlers will be at very high economy rate. So I'm not saying कि no one will take wickets in a pack. That will happen, but it will be difficult for us to call out कि कौन वो bowler होगा. So we have taken these bowlers over to the batting section. Daryl Mitchell been very impressive. Last New Zealand Pakistan semi-final was where they met, and in that World Cup he did trouble them a bit. Fakhar Zaman, who will bat up top, and I think he should do well in these conditions. Iftikhar Ahmed, जिनका recent form काफ़ी अच्छा रहा है in T10 and the recent BPL and other games that have occurred. So these are your good choices to make as far as both these teams are concerned. Over to captaincy and vice captaincy choices for this game. So Shadab and Iftikhar can be good picks here. Why? Because Shadab will bowl some leg spin and there is a good chance that he can get promoted with the bat, but that totally depends on how the order goes. Safer choices for this game obviously will be Babar and Rizwan. So you can try both of these guys out too. This game will be purely for mini GLs and private leagues. You cannot play small leagues in such a game, because here there is a possibility कि बाबर जल्दी आउट हो जाए and जिनका भी वो कैप्टन है either they get knocked out, or the other scenario is where Babar is start batting and he stays through, and in that case if we are taking a risky CVC then we get knocked out. So it's very important that you make more than 4 or 5 teams in this game and make your rotations. Now what are the other rotations that you can make in these teams? Obviously you can try Mohammad Harris up top. He can be very critical, especially if he's batting in the top 3 or 4, and if he's playing obviously he can give you very quick runs. We saw that in the PSL. In the batting section, the other picks you can try यहाँ पे Mark Chapman, 1 down 2 down wherever he bats. Will Young will enjoy flat batting conditions, and apart from that Chad Bowes, I'm not sure what his slot will be, whether he'll play not play, as we don't have any confirmation on that. But again he's someone who comes in Will Young's category. Flat batting conditions होते हैं तो these kind of batters really prosper. In fact, he can be GL captaincy, vice captaincy choice also for you. In this section, Rachin Ravindra very impressive, but I'm not too sure how he will handle Shaheen and Naseem. First time he'll be facing that kind of pace and bounce, but obviously conditions are more friendly for batting. So while in New Zealand he must have faced that kind of pace and bounce, here the batting conditions will be a little bit better. Fahim Ashraf, I don't think so. Mohammad Nawaz, totally conditions based. Imad Wasim, based on the lineup that New Zealand bring. In the bowling section, you have Henry Shipley and Blair Tickner, Matt Henry. I'm not sure all of them will play, maybe two of them play, but they are GL options for you to try. Obviously, Harris Roth, if he's bowling first, will be in my team. So that's as far as the fan to play picks and the base team for this game is concerned. Apart from that, ensure that you try the challenge fantasy in this game. In the challenge fantasy आप बना सकते हो अपनी टीम सिर्फ 2 3 या 4 players के साथ. All you need to do is just pick 2 3 or 4 players and pick those 3 or 4 players that you want to have in your side. Select the captain and select the amount, and you'll be able to compete automatically with someone else once you click the confirm button. App link is in the description. 200% bonus on your first deposit. And now let's look at the exchange 22 picks. So over to the exchange 22 picks for this game, and Babar and Rizwan quite overpriced, because even if they end up scoring a 50, you will just reach profit, which I don't think is worth it. So I'm totally gonna avoid. In fact, I think Pakistan full section is pretty much overpriced, except for Shadab if he is batting first and bowling second. From the New Zealand side of things, Adam Mills surely was a try at 28. Mark Chapman surely was a try at 28. Ish Sodhi, if you think that there's going to be any sort of help for Spain, if they're using a used pitch or any of that sort, then you can try him. And Blair Tickner if he's bowling first at 28, as he'll bowl in the death if he plays the game. So those are good picks for you to try. Apart from that, the multi-bagger section is also open. Basically here you predict the highest pointer. Example, if you think Ish Sodhi will be highest pointer of the match or dream team captain, you buy his one share for 10, and here you can see 208 times returns, which means you will get 2080 back, but that's only if he's the highest pointer in the game. If he's not, then you get back rupees 0. So keep that point in mind. And one more key thing before we leave this video. So one key strategy that I would like to share for this game now, especially on Rario, is first thing rupees 1600 sign up bonus. So ensure that you use the app link in the description. But here if you see, I have Babar Azam in my vault, but I'm not using him. Why? Because I'm trying to pick up some players whose XP I can build on 8.5 XP, 17 XP, and I'm probably going to leave out Fahim also and pick up another player and build his XP, maybe batter number 4. Now why am I doing this? Basically simple logic. If you see the prices here, after the 4th or 5th rank, there is not much of prizes, but we know that in the World Cup prizes will be really good, and that will be the time when these players who are low on XP can come and use. Plus another point to keep in mind is that when you're using a unique combination, there's a much better chance for you to even come in the top 2 or 3 of these prizes. Now example, if you make Babar as captain, but you know that most people will come with that sort of combination, so even if he does well, your chance of coming high is lesser because he's a common choice, versus if I'm picking someone like Mill and if he does well, then I have a better chance of coming on top. Because in these games it's important that either you come on top, and if you're not coming on top, you at least build the XP of your players who are low on XP. So try to pick those guys who are low on XP and who are slightly unique. I think that will be a good strategy to go for on Rario for the games that are slightly less on reward pool, because you don't end up losing the cards anyway. तो ये होगा आपके लिए एक अच्छा सा मौका अपना एक्सपी बिल्ड करने के लिए. एंड जाने से पहले आज का हमारा गोल्डन क्वेश्चन, टुडेज गोल्डन क्वेश्चन, हाउ मेनी रन्स डू यू थिंक बाबर आजम विल स्कोर इन दिस मैच? आपको क्या लगता है वो कितने रन बनाएंगे? आप कमेंट कर सकते हो कमेंट सेक्शन में, एंड ज़रूर लाइक बटन इंश्योर यू हिट बिफोर यू लीव. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन.